If you're watching this, you probably want to learn how to maximize your damage with a swap ability. Or maybe you just want to learn how to match gems more strategically. In this video, I will demonstrate and explain how you can do that. More importantly, I will show you a method you can use to train your brain to put less effort into matching gems and do significantly more damage. So before we start, here's a quick clip demonstrating the power of matching gems. Now, of course, this situation seemed to be quite convenient. I already had shitloads of fire gems. However, I did it intentionally so I can show you this scenario as an example. Let's take a quick look at the numbers. So, the first thing you might have noticed is that I only matched up to 3 fire gems at a time. That's not only because I was trying to get a combo bonus by matching more chains, it's also because only the first 3 gems are worth 33% each. The 4th, 5th, 6th, and so on are only worth 20% each. So it is important to do your best to never match more than 3 gems at once unless you want one of the chains to contain 5 gems to enable damage on all enemies, not just one. Anyway, in this example, I matched 5 chains of 3 each. And later I was lucky to get a 6th one without me having to do anything. So I matched 3 fire gems 6 times in total and have 9 combo. So that gives us a 600% attack scale. Plus everything is increased by another 160%, which brings us to an insane 1560% attack scale. So what does this actually mean? If your monster has 1000 attack, it will do over 15,000 damage. This isn't that great, but let's not forget we have 5 monsters scaling here, not 1. So if you had 5 monsters of the same element with 1000 attack each, you're actually doing 78,000 damage in this one turn. Because of the potential Swap has as an ability, I believe it is ridiculously stronger than normal damage abilities such as Snipe and Blast. However, as the rarity of the monster increases, their scaling becomes better too. So for that reason, monsters that are ultra rare and higher can provide a very high skill cap for the player using the swap ability. So now that you understand the mechanics behind swap and how the damage is calculated, I will show you a method I used to get better at abusing swap. There are 2 core parts you should aim to train: avoiding matches and making matches. It is important to learn how to avoid matches because sometimes you want to save your gems for the next turn, or you want to avoid connecting smaller chains into a bigger chain. For example, you can have 7 fire gems together like this. It looks nice, but this is only one chain. The worth for these gems is 180% with no bonus combo. If you move this one away, you only match 6 gems in total, but they are in separate chains, so the worth for these gems is 200% plus a 20 bonus combo. The 20% is further increasing the 200% to 240. So can you see, we can do more damage by matching less gems, we just have to be smart about it. So that's avoiding matches. Now what about making matches? We all know how to make a basic match on battle count, but when we're presented a more complicated situation with too many gems, our brain can instantly get lost and confused. That's simply because it doesn't happen often enough for us to learn it. The method I used to train my brain to be more intuitive at gem matching is very simple. First, create a difficult puzzle. Second, try solve the puzzle. And then keep repeating it. Why does this work so well? If you constantly present yourself with a difficult puzzle, you will slowly improve at solving it. At the start, it will require a lot of mental effort, but remember, you're only following 2 rules: match and avoid. As you keep doing it, you will develop more control over the board. Also, you will be able to group available gems in your mind before you even match them in the game. At the start, you might only group 2 or 3, but later you will group 4 and 5 or even more chains. And as you keep doing it, you will develop your own thought patterns on how to solve these puzzles. Personally, I like putting my matches into corners and edges. I want to maximize my working space, so I highly recommend start doing that yourself. Here's a breakdown of the steps. First, set up a full elemental team, but at least one of the monsters must have the swap ability. It is important that you turn off autocast on every swap. It should only be activated manually by you when you see enough gems to swap. Now, when you're fighting a boss or just random monsters, try your best to avoid matching your element and swaps opposing element, but do your best to match all other elements to make space for more of your elements to spawn. Basically, you're prioritizing avoidance, but also you're practicing matching too. Do this until you feel like you have enough gems on the board. Let's say 15, more or less, depending on how difficult you want it to be. Now you can activate your swap, but don't rush. First, look at what you have and think what you're going to do. Try group the gems in your mind first. Try pushing the gems to the corners and edges first. Then fill in the middle. Don't panic. The gem that you're moving doesn't even have to be your element, because the majority of your matches will be a result of bumping gems, not moving a single gem. And simply keep repeating this. Keep doing this. Slowly increase the difficulty for yourself. If you keep practicing this, you will slowly improve. If you stop using swap after this training, you will notice that you're outputting more damage just by strategically matching gems instead of just relying on your active abilities. Before I finish, here are some quick tips. Try match other elements too. Let's say you have a full fire team and this is your last turn. You only have 3 fire gems available. What do? Of course, you match the 3 fire gems, but don't stop there. Keep matching other elements too. Every extra chain will give you a bonus 20% damage. Not only that, but the more gems you match, the more will spawn. And that means you are increasing your chances of spawning more fire gems. Always try your best to shift the luck in your favor as much as possible. Start with a bump. Personally, I prioritize matching my element first. Then I try match up other elements for bonus damage. By that logic, I don't end up by matching a fire gem, I actually end up matching any other element. So why would I start holding a fire gem when I can instead bump fire gems to create all the matches and then use whatever I'm holding to create more bonus damage? Prioritize your element, but learn to think backwards. Take the chance. Only 2 gems remaining on last turn? Set them up in a way that will give you a 20% chance to make a lucky match. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions or opinion on this simple method, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and good luck.